food. Non-vegetarian food is divided into two types. Either it is creatures that live on water and depends in living in water. It cannot live without it, which also includes the amphibians, because they can live sometime on land and sometimes on water, but they cannot live entirely on land. So these, what is known as sea creatures, such as living in seas, oceans, lakes, rivers, it is halal, generally speaking, because Allah Azza wa Jal said about, when He mentioned subhanahu wa ta'ala salt water and sweet water, like rivers and lakes, then Allah said, and from each you eat tender meat. And Allah is also mentioning in the Quran that it is lawful to you is game from the sea and its food as provisions for you. So Allah Azza wa Jal made this halal for us to consume. And in the hadith, when travelers who travel by sea, they were confused when it came to the water they should perform wudu with. They thought that the water they carried, which was sweet water, would run out in a couple of days if they used for wudu. And they had to travel for days in sea. So they asked the Prophet what to do, not knowing that they can perform wudu with seawater. So the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, its water is a means of purification. Sweet water, salt water, any type of water you sail on, it's means of purification. And it's dead meat, that which is dead meat usually is a reference to a ram, a cow that is not slaughtered. And we will come to discuss this. That dies in un-Islamic way. This is considered dead meat. Najis, haram, we can't consume. However, for sea creatures or creatures that live in water, it's dead meat, which definitely we don't slaughter, is permissible. So even if we find a fish flowing on the sea, we can take it and eat it, though it died of natural causes, but this does not have any impact on us, unless it is a harmful thing. Unless this sea creature or this dead fish that was flowing, I know if I eat it, I'm gonna suffer or get poisoned or die because of that, then it becomes haram. But the default, it is halal. The second type of such animals are the land animals. And according to the verses that we've read earlier, it is halal because it's lawful and good. Now, there are certain animals that we are not permitted to eat for different reasons. And alhamdulillah, Quran and the Sunnah had told us what not to eat. So firstly, pig. So swine meat, the flesh of pig, is totally prohibited. Allah states in the Quran, prohibited to you are dead animals, blood, and the flesh of swine. And this was repeated a lot in the Quran. So we know that eating pork flesh or swine flesh, ham, is out of the question for Muslims. Likewise, the meat of domestic donkeys, normal donkeys. I'm not talking about wild donkeys. Zebras are fine to eat. But domestic donkeys, it was permissible to consume their meat until the 7th year of Hijrah, known as the year of Khaybar. where the Prophet announced to them alayhi salatu wasalam, that such meat of donkeys is totally prohibited and haram.